Tagalog is not the national language of the Philippines. I know what you're thinking, but it's true. The national language of the Philippines is not Tagalog, it's Filipino. And if you're asking if those two are basically the same thing, kinda yes, but kinda no, but we'll get into that in this podcast episode. One of the most Googled questions about my language are literally, are Tagalog and Filipino the same, or do I speak Tagalog or Filipino? To explain why, we'll need rivers, a government decision from 1937, and some pretty opinionated speakers from outside of Manila. So grab your tea and welcome to Tagalog Tea Time. I remember posting one of my first viral videos from 2 years ago with that exact same hook. Tagalog is not the national language of the Philippines, and I got so much hate in the comments for it. They were saying, open up the schools, why are you such a dumb bee? All the curse words, expletives that you can think of, they were calling me. Even my brother and my mom didn't actually know this fact. My brother was like, no, that's not true. And my mom was like, did you fact check this? I did. And it's in the Constitution. I had to show them the actual Philippine Constitution saying that the national languages of the Philippines are Filipino and English. Tagalog is not on there. Before we can answer, are they the same question, let's look at Tagalog first. That's the name of this podcast, so we're starting with that one. Tagalog came from the words taga and ilog. Ilog meaning river, and taga is a prefix we use for words when we say where someone is from. So for me, I'm from Manila, so taga Maynila ako. So taga ilog means the people living in the river or by the river. And the name was used to describe the communities of people who lived by the river in the zone. So every time you're saying Tagalog, it's like you're saying river people. And if we look at the history of Tagalog and how it came to be, we'll look at the entire language family, which is the Austronesian language family. And it's one of the most widely spread languages across the world. Before we get into the drama, there is actually drama because before Filipino and English were put into the Constitution as our official languages, it was Tagalog. So you are correct in saying Tagalog is the national language if you do say that, but only if you're saying it before the 1980s. So before we get into that, I'm going to say a few sentences and you're going to figure out if I'm talking in Tagalog or Filipino. The first one, magandang umaga. Magandang umaga. Lock in your answer. The second one, nasaan ka na? Nasaan ka na? The third one, kumaliwa ka sa pangalawang kalsada. Kumaliwa ka sa pangalawang kalsada. Have your answers yet? If you said Tagalog, you're right. If you said Filipino, you're also right. Every single one of those sentences is both, and they're pretty much identical. Let's go back to 1937 with a decision that changed everything. It's 1937, the Philippines is preparing for independence, and the government decides the country needs a national language. One language to unite the whole 7,100 islands. The question is which one? So they go with Tagalog because that's what's spoken in Manila. And Manila was the capital for government, media, and trade. And because it carries serious cultural and literary weight. That sounds like a reasonable decision, right? That's the language spoken in the capital, so we're going with that one. But if you were in other major metropolitan cities such as Cebu or Ilocos, you wouldn't be too happy about that. Because if people were to go around talking about the Philippines, they would just exclude any other language that wasn't Tagalog. To be like, I've never heard of Cebuano, or I've never heard of Ilocano. Basically, everywhere that wasn't a Tagalog region. And the thing that most people outside of the Philippines don't recognize is that the Philippines is very linguistically diverse. It's got over 180 languages, not dialects, languages. Cebuano alone has tens of millions of speakers, and Ilocano has over 11 million speakers worldwide. There's languages like Hiligaynon and Waray that don't get any coverage. even though they're their own languages with their own history, their own cultural weight, their own literature, their own pride and identities. Why is it Tagalog speakers that only get the spotlight? So for millions of Filipinos, the decision in 1937 didn't feel like unity. It felt like Manila's language being placed above theirs. And I still see some people who see it as a hierarchy today. If you are born outside of Manila, you don't speak Tagalog conversationally, but if you want to be able to work in Manila, if you want to be able to talk to a lot of people outside of your region, you kind of have to learn Tagalog. But people who were raised speaking Tagalog don't feel the same obligation that if they visit Cebu, oh, I have to learn Cebuano. No, they'll go over there, either like speak Tagalog and then be confused why these people don't understand what they're saying. You're better off just speaking English. So, speakers of Cebuano and Ilocano in particular push back. Why should one region's language represent everyone? And the government's eventual answer to that pushback is the reason we have this whole conversation about Tagalog and Filipino being the same thing. They didn't eradicate Tagalog. They weren't like, we're not going to speak you or teach you or say you're a national language. They kind of just changed the name to be able to represent the Philippines as a whole. So they changed it to Filipino. Filipino was named as the national language designed to grow. So even though it was based on Tagalog, it can have English loanwords, Spanish loanwords, Cebuano words, Ilocano words, everything. It was made to expand. It was a language. It was a language that would take Tagalog as its base, but stay open to words from Cebuano, Ilocano, any other places in the Philippines. The idea was inclusivity, and it is a language that belongs to the whole country and not just the one river valley in Luzon. Sure, that's a nice history lesson, but do we think that there's actually anything different in today's day and age? And let me show you some actual concrete examples of this. Filipino has a bigger front door, which means it welcomes vocabulary from other Philippine languages, and especially from Spanish and English. Because, 300 years of Spanish and decades of American influence leave a mark on how people actually talk. And the Americans were last to occupy the Philippines, and they introduced English to our education. That's why English is one of our national languages. And we have a lot of English or American English loanwords in Tagalog. We learn Silya at school. It means chair. So Silya is actually a Spanish loanword and sits under Filipino. But if you look at the Tagalog origins, we have had a word for chair before the Spaniards came, and it was upuan, a place to sit. Upuan. Same with book. You'll hear people call a book a libro. Libro means book. But it's also a Spanish loan word from libro. So that would sit under Filipino. And in Tagalog, ancient origins Tagalog, pre-colonialism, we already had a word for book, which was aklat. But it doesn't stop at Spanish. Modern Filipino soaks up English words all the time. Like, this is a cell phone. We just call it cellphone or cell phone. Sometimes we call it telepono, which means telephone, but if we're using the exact word, just cell phone. And you would hear just casual English words dropped in everyday conversation. You'd be speaking in full Tagalog and then you'd say an English word. That's still Filipino. It can be called Taglish, which is a mixture of Tagalog and English, but it's not bad Filipino to use English loanwords. Like what I'm doing right now. I'm filming myself. I would say, nagbibidyo ako ngayon. Video comes from video. And there's no real Tagalog translation for it, at least not one that we use every day. So nobody's grading you for not knowing the pre-colonial word for filming, if there even was one. So Tagalog is a language, the language of the river people of Luzon, and Filipino is the national standard built on top of it. Are they the same? In your mouth, in your ears, Basically, yes. On paper and what they choose to represent. On paper and what they represent, no, they are not the same. Now, if this episode actually made you want to learn Tagalog or Filipino, you can learn it on the Ling app. We teach Tagalog on the Ling app. We try to use as little loan words as possible, like in everyday conversation, you would say, the sky, ang langit, ay azul. But azul is a Spanish loan word. We teach bughaw, which is the actual Tagalog word for blue. Full Tagalog lessons on the Ling app. They come with interactive games, grammar notes, culture notes, so that you can learn more about Philippine culture alongside vocabulary and grammar. You can get your first 7 days completely free by clicking the link in the description if you're watching on YouTube, clicking the link in the episode or podcast description if you're listening on Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcasts. And that was today's episode of Tagalog Tea Time. Salamat sa inyong lahat, and I'll see you in the next one.